Hello everybody, and today I'm reviewing the pig and the rhino for Ninja Turtles. So we finally see a proper episode of Bebop and Rocksteady. They have mutated, if you saw the last episode, they are mutated by Shredder, and now they basically want revenge on them and Shredder. They first take their anger out on Shredder because they are so pissed off because they're mutants now, and they fail, but Shredder orders them to find Karai, and Bebop and Rocksteady prefer to maybe not look for Karai, but instead take their revenge out on the Turtles. That's basically, the rest of the episode is the Turtles versus Bebop and Rocksteady, and it's really fun to watch. But the Turtles at the pizza shop with April and Casey, they're planning to save Karai. And looks like Donnie has prepared some retro mutagen that should be able to cure Karai, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. I'll get that in a bit, but the Turtles are basically put into teams. Donnie's with April, I think Ralph's with Casey, and Leo's with Mikey. They all split up, but Donnie and April encounter Bebop and Rocksteady. Wait, no, it's just Bebop. And he's just making a bunch of funny sounds, as he usually does, to be a distraction. And he ends up throwing glue at both Donnie and April. It almost seems like they're not really taking Bebop seriously. And April's like, who is this guy? And Donnie's like, he was a thief named Zek. But Bebop ends up defeating both April and Donnie, and they end up getting thrown into the trunk of a car. But during that, Rocksteady ends up finding Casey and Raph, and the fight goes really bad as Casey and Raph are searching for a movie fair. I have this little nitpick. I'm just gonna say it. Raph and Casey walk into a theater during and when a movie's playing, and it doesn't make sense. How is a movie playing about someone turning on the projector? Does movie theaters just magically play movies? Or maybe I'm misunderstanding something. I don't know. But anyway, that's my weird nitpick. They were watching, it looked like it was some kind of old horror movie. So that's something. But the Casey and Raph deal with Rocksteady, and it goes wrong. Raph is knocked out, and Rocksteady's ready to just pound Casey. I could imagine how painful it was for Casey to get attacked by Rocksteady. That huge horn on his nose, it's crazy. But Leo and Mikey end up going to the place Karai told them to go to, Comet, which is revealed to be an old abandoned amusement park. And what happens next is Mikey and Leo go through a hall of mirrors. They first see Karai, but they end up mistaking her in the mirror, and Leo accidentally sprays one of the mirrors, thinking she was there, but unfortunately she was not. But we still got a few retro mutagens left, and so the Turtles make it outside, and that's where they meet up with Bebop and Rocksteady, and then Leo tells Mikey to make a distraction, and Mikey ends up trying to come up with their names. He comes up with just their names by just saying random food truck names that Mikey sees, and then he ends up calling them the Bebop and Rocksteady. I do like the line where Bebop's like, do you just name things without count the care in the world, or do you just see things and name them? And I thought that was funny, and they're really ticked off as shown in this picture, and they end up catching Leo, what he's trying to do, unlock the trunk where the Turtles and Casey and April are in. And what happens next is the big brawl of Bebop and Rocksteady versus the Turtles. But they end up getting one of their retro mutagens, and Bebop is going to use it on Mikey. But what happens next is Rocksteady tells Bebop that they can use it on themselves to turn back into human. But he's like, oh, I never thought of that. And for some reason, Bebop isn't a fan of being called Bebop, but I guess he's cool with it as the show went on, I guess. But I knew they weren't going to turn back into human. We know that they're going to be used later for the rest of the show as They're this version of Bebop and Rocksteady. And Rocksteady ends up crushing the Retro Mugen. So there's only one left. And so next is just like a big goose chase for the turtles and the Bebop and Rocksteady. They're like jumping on roller coasters or trying to toss the Retro Mugen, trying to catch it. Yeah, it's all going until Rocksteady makes Leo make a deal that they'll let Karai go. They also had Karai, who was still at this fair, and they agreed to let Karai go or something. And Leo's like, I don't trust you. But they end up finding a way to take both of them down long enough for the free Karai from their raft. And then what happens next is the turtles try to use the Retro Mugen on Karai, but apparently it does not work. And it's because Donnie says it's because she's a special kind of mutant. So back when Karai got turned into a mutant episodes ago, apparently the Mugen was specificated. And that's why Shredder wanted Krang to turn Karai back. But it just didn't work out during the invasion. And the turtles are bummed out that they had to say goodbye to Karai. She's like, wanted to say goodbye. And she ends up jumping into the water. And the turtles head home. But Karai, when she's walking into the city, she ends up getting captured by Bebop and Rocksteady. And they actually manage to take her to Shredder's lair. And Shredder is actually surprised. And he apparently is now going to keep Bebop and Rocksteady's henchmen. And I think that's the episode. So this was definitely a great episode. It was a nice way to show the Turtles versus Bebop and Rocksteady. Fun fact, I got grounded when this episode came out. So I wasn't able to watch it. I don't know what it was for. It was probably something stupid. But I don't know. I think I mentioned before in the Pizza Face episode I was grounded. When I couldn't watch that episode right away, but eventually I did. And it was the same thing for this episode. I think I'd probably watch it on demand or like a DVD of it. When I used to collect the Turtle DVDs. I don't know what happened to them. I missed them. But anyway, the next episode is, I'm very excited to talk about, the Battle of New York. Very excited to talk about it. How do I give this episode? I give it an 8 out of 10. So, that being said, thanks for watching, and Turtle Power.